Check out that face. Come on, spill the beans.
Just for me personally, too small as a kitchen.
I would agree.
I wanted family.
I mean, it's okay. It's a nice kitchen, size kitchen, but...
It's fine, but just for what I had in mind, I was thinking family-size kitchen, all sitting round.
Behind the kitchen is a huge downstairs annex with spacious kitchen diner and a utility room. There's also a comfortable lounge and a decent-sized bathroom. So there's lots of space for Leah to extend to create her vision for their family kitchen. So with the downstairs rooms covered, we'll head up the impressive staircase. Honestly, I don't think I'd ever get tired of walking up and down these stairs.
No, you wouldn't, would you?
So majestic. Again, everywhere you go, there's that light pouring in.
Yeah.
You could even do some painting here.
Hell.
Or am I pushing it then?
Yeah, I think you're pushing it.
Okay. With 7 bedrooms altogether, they can take their 3 for the family and put the rest aside for the business. The 5 in the main house include a spacious double with a bright spruce bathroom next door. Also leading off the landing is a small double room with its own roll-top ensuite bathroom and a large double with an impressive bay window. The 4th room is currently set up as a twin. Let's turn our attention to where they would sleep. So currently this is the master bedroom.
Okay.
I don't know if you'd keep this as a master or, you know, use one of the others.
Yeah, it depends. But it's a good size.
Dual aspect as well,
Yeah.
so plenty of light coming in.
Yeah.
And next door, the family bathroom certainly measures up. This is rather impressive.
Oh, yeah. That's a surprise.
This is big. This is really big. I love that old wood effect, the old style wood panelling.
Lovely.
Yeah.
It's good enough for artists, isn't it? God, what are they used to, these artists? You know, they're used to living in squalor for their art. You know, this is practically, perfect for them.
Brilliant.
The other 2 bedrooms are tucked away in the annex part, so there are lots of options where they could put their paying guests. This enormous property certainly offers Leah and Raymond a fine family home and huge scope to develop their business. Let's go down by the water's edge and survey the 1-acre grounds and scenery that could be theirs. Oh, I'm getting so bored of that view, I really am. Imagine waking up in the morning having to look at that.
I know, you couldn't get bored of it, could you?
It's beautiful, isn't it? Absolutely beautiful. All this could be yours. I think on the whole you have been impressed with it, haven't you?
Yeah, very.
And what about the outside space in itself?
Well, I think when you have the ocean as your garden, an extended garden, that the actual ground itself, it doesn't bother me anyway, does it? Does it bother
you're
you?
right on a sea loch here. You're right. You've got the ocean right on your doorstep. And it's a lovely view. You've got a fantastic view. You can imagine the way the clouds, the weather, the way the light changes there throughout the day.
All right then, come on.
Okay.
Let's talk money.
Who's going first?
It's up to you.
You go
Do
first.
you want me to give the bad news? Yeah, I think you're well over budget. Excess of $550.
A lot of money, innit?
It is. It is.
Offers in the region of £525,000.
£525,000, okay. Oh, you want to know, do you?
Yes,
Oh,
please.
sorry, I was just taking in the surroundings then. Lovely here, isn't it? All I can tell you is that it could most definitely be yours. Offers over £460,000.
460.
Yeah.
460.
No way. That's a lot for 460.
It is a lot for 460, but there's a lot to be done.
But you've got the money to do it.
But we would potentially have the money to do it.
Don't make your mind up now. Go and have a look around and I'll come and catch you. £40,000 under budget. This listed Victorian house is on the market at £460,000, leaving them a substantial pot of funds to develop the business. It gives them a whole host of reception areas for family living and for guests to relax in. Its own Masonic hall, which could be transformed into a great artist's studio. 7 bedrooms, including 2 in the self-contained annex, and an acre of garden leading down to the shores of the Glare Loch. So has the property and its fantastic location inspired their vision?
This is the biggest of the bedrooms, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the view.
It's
I
perfect,
mean, that's
isn't it?
fantastic. I think it's been a surprise. I think as we've come in and we've explored, it's opened up a different way of thinking for me. This, without doubt, this is the place where you would use as a studio. That's great. That's a bigger size room, but look at the light in there compared to there.
Yeah, perfect. I think the house is fantastic. There's a lot to be done, but it has the aspect that we've been looking for.
Hey, you whipped round there pretty quickly. And you're still smiling. What a bonus.
Yes.
Come on, plenty more to see. Follow me. Argyll's vast landscape may dwarf the towns and villages, but their heritage is deeply rooted in this area's fascinating history. Perched on the edge of Loch Fyne, Inveraray is renowned as the ancestral home of the Duke of Argyll. The old town was originally where the castle stands, but in the 18th century the Duke had radical plans for the town's redevelopment. Earlier in the week, Leah and Raymond met local resident Colin Stevenson to find out more.
The man who started rebuilding the town and moving it over here, the second Duke of Argyll, was the member of the Campbell family who have lived in this area for not only centuries but a couple of thousand years basically, going right back into their Celtic background. They were the guardians of the western approaches at the bottom of Loch Fyne against Viking pirates and other people, and for their services to the crown they were promoted to being Earls of Argyll in the early 1400s. The old town was moved because the dukes wanted a bit more space. They wanted to build policies, gardens round their castle, and the old town was in the way. It wasn't exactly falling apart, but it was very cramped for accommodation. The circuit judges came here and there was virtually no room for them. So all in all, it was one of these periods in history where things were due for a change and a tidy up, and that's what was done.
Repositioning the town meant the second Duke could set about rebuilding his castle, which incorporates a range of styles, from its French-inspired turrets to its Gothic windows. First sketched by Vanbrugh in 1720, it was finally completed in 1789 by Robert Adam, 3 generations later, ready for the 5th Duke to move into. It remains the family home today, and unsurprisingly has seen some illustrious figures cross its threshold.
Going back to the early days, you had Benjamin Franklin, the famous American politician. He and his son stayed here before American independence. And Queen Victoria was probably one of the more famous for 2 reasons. She was here as a visitor, first of all, but she latterly became not only the monarch, she became the mother-in-law, as her daughter Louise married the 9th Duke of Argyll.
When the Campbells moved the family seat to Inveraray in the mid-1400s, they clearly had their sights set on the perfect location.
It's a fairly important part to play in the development of the town. First of all, the original reason for the Campbells moving from Loch Fyne to Inveraray was strategy in the old days. I mean, there was virtually no road transport, and the loch there was your road to the outside world, to Europe, to Middle Scotland, to England and across to Ireland. It directly positioned for that. And over the years it also became important for trade. The prevailing winds brought boats from France in a direct line, bringing liquid refreshment and other things from France, seriously, all the way up here. We then had the growth of the herring industry, which lasted up until about the First World War.
I can see why the Campbells moved to enjoy the spoils of this remarkable setting. And our second property has a strong historical link to the family. Located 3 miles outside the coastal village of Ardrishig, with a convenient primary school for Molly, its location on the edge of Loch Fyne would provide Raymond and his guests with more artistic inspiration than they could shake a brush at, as would this Victorian country residence, built by the Campbells. Will this do you? If you hold on here a second, take it all in. This...
a little mini castle.
It is a mini castle, exactly that. What do you think?
It's
interesting.
Pretty unique.
Yeah.
It is unique, isn't
I have
it?
to say, I've never seen anything quite like it.
But what did you expect when you were, driving up the drive? It's quite a long way, isn't it?
It's quite a long way, and it's also the wall. There's a big kind of turreted wall at the entranceway there, which is really quite intriguing. So
You fancy having your own walled garden, do you?
yeah. Oh no.
No.
2-acre walled garden.
No way.
Used to be the finest fruit-growing garden in the whole of Scotland. That's why, did you also notice a little ice house?
Yes, I was just asking.
Well, that's where they
Raymond.
preserved the fruit, so it would last longer. This is a house with masses of history, okay? If you can block out the 50s bit, which isn't too
Yeah.
bad, maybe you can do something with that. We'll talk about that
Okay.
later. What you've got here is just a massive slice of Scottish history. You really do have. And the turrets, basically the farmers
Yeah.
used to live in the turrets. So
Okay.
you've got 3 rooms in one turret, which you'd have to, you know, redo, and 2 rooms in the other. So imagine your guests living in those turrets, looking out over a walled garden.
That would be ours.
Well, it could be. Don't jump the gun. You're smiling now.
I know,
It's
can we
gone
get
from
in
an
there,
interesting
please?
to a woohoo, doing a little jig. But yeah, let's get in. Sounds like a good idea. Best
Okay.
one you've come up with all day. Come on. Despite much of the original house being demolished in the 1950s, with modern living in mind apparently, this property thankfully retains much of its original character, as we'll see inside. Come on in. Very impressive, isn't it?
Hello.
Well, he's our friend. He's the guardian of the house, and if you don't like it, he sorts you out. And as you can tell, he's at the moment not amused. Come on through.
Oh, yeah.
First impressions, guys.
This is fantastic. It's a really traditional feel about it. Yeah, it's got that kind of castle feel.
It's not a huge
Mini.
entrance, but it's impressive.
I think this has definitely got the flavour of Scotland all over it.
It sure has, Raymond. And I'm sure that the living room will measure up. Good size,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
dual aspect, but great window there.
Brilliant
Fantastic
bay
window.
Again, having the 2 windows in either wall brings in a lot of light.
Yeah.
Would you use this as a studio?
Yeah, you could do. I mean, it's big enough.
You're quite liking it as a living room.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I think we could find your studio somewhere else.
Uh-oh! This'll be interesting. Who wins this battle?
I know.
Well, Raymond's thrown down the gauntlet early on, but if he holds out till the end, I might just have the answer. The dining room also has those dual aspect windows. Next door, the kitchen may be smaller than Leah would like, but there is scope to extend. And it leads through into a conservatory, which gives them extra space to play with. Well, now downstairs is covered, we'll explore the first floor, where there's a lovely family bathroom with great views. And 2 of the 5 bedrooms, both potentially good-sized doubles. Here's one of the bedrooms anyway.
Okay, that's a nice size.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah. And there again you have the view.
It is a lovely view. Well, it's the same view as the bathroom.
Yeah.
And again, you've got the high ceilings though.
Yeah.
It gives that fantastic element of space, doesn't it?
Yeah.
These are big rooms.
Yeah.
Oh, they
These
are.
are big rooms.
Yeah.
Let me take you up now. How are you with
Again.
heights?
Good.
Oh, excellent. Upstairs again, on the second floor, are 3 other bedrooms. Another very bright room. Good size?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Very
mean,
pleasant, isn't it?
It is. It's fine.
If I was an artist, I really would enjoy waking up in the morning and seeing the view of the loch.
It is just spectacular.
It is,
It
isn't
really
it?
is.
stunning.
Along with converting those turrets for their guests, the remaining 2 bedrooms are spacious and could both serve as great doubles. So let's go downstairs again and head outside, where there's a stone stable block, which would be a fantastic conversion project, as it's got planning permission to be developed sympathetically into a dwelling. Or Raymond could look at converting it into an enormous studio space. The grounds certainly leave room for them to spread out. The 2-acre walled garden is just part of the staggering 7 acres that comes with this property.